you remember last week in the House of Commons when Pierre Poilievre resurfaced Trudeau's high school substitute, high school drama teaching career, or the reasons why it failed, and it just went like parabolic viral, not only in Canada, but around the world. Well, don't worry if you missed that, or if you don't remember, or if you want to watch it again, because we're going to cover it, but there's more details to this story, including I accidentally used the Wayback Time Machine, which is a way to roll back old internet pages that have since been taken down. I swear I didn't mean to. I did a Google search. I clicked a link, which brought me to another link, which brought me to another link. And then at the top, the URL says Wayback or something like that, or web archive. Whoops, we accidentally came across some golden information, which involves a note to Justin Trudeau from the student that allegedly signed the NDA, and admitting that the student had a crush on Justin Trudeau. Oh my God, I can't believe I came across this information. Welcome back to another video, everybody. We accidentally, quite literally accidentally came across this very, very important information. It's going to be great. You're going to want to stay around till the very end, because not only are we using or I guess found old information, but there's a new statement that Pierre Poilievre has made where he's just hounding Trudeau, and the reporters are trying to figure out what he means by that, but Pierre is not falling for it. So before we get into it, I encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps grow the channel. Without further ado, let's just all be refreshed and caught up on the same page on what was said in the House, and then we'll go from there.
Here's the problem with the Leader of the Opposition. He is in love with the sound of his own voice and his own attacks, but he doesn't actually check the facts.
That's rich coming from you, Trudeau.
So the high school drama teacher over here accuses others of liking the sounds of their own voices. This from a guy who, if he were made of chocolate, he would eat himself.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I was a high school teacher before getting into politics, and I'm having a little trouble remembering what exactly the job that the Leader of the Opposition had before getting into politics. Mr. Speaker, we have a plan to fight climate change. We have a plan to continue to move forward.
They're so happy with themselves.
Right in the middle of the semester, and I'm having trouble remembering why.
Oh!
He certainly wasn't a math teacher. He certainly was not a math teacher.
And so that is going to be what we focus on for this video. Now, here's a article. This isn't a buried article. This is very easy to find, of Conservative press release on Trudeau's teaching job amplified fake news analysis shows. So the moment that this story came to light many years ago, the media state-funded media, government-funded media, tried to bury it immediately, calling it fake news and all that stuff. And in this video, or in this photo, you have Trudeau and Andrew Scheer during the elections in 2019 talking about stuff, and it all got pushed down and pushed aside. But here we go. On October 7th, the day of the English teachers debate, the Conservatives issued a press release asking why Trudeau had left West Point Grey Academy, a Vancouver private school, asserting that different accounts had been raised at different times by Trudeau and others. Why did Trudeau leave West Point Grey Academy? The release asked. What's the real reason? Why has his story changed so many times? And if the above reports are incorrect, why hasn't Trudeau corrected the record? Trudeau will have the opportunity tonight to tell Canadians the truth, which, by the way, spoiler, he hasn't yet done that. Trudeau, before October 7th, the rumor about Trudeau was repeated several times on blogs and social media, but had a relatively low profile. But that is where we're changing it, because now everybody's talking about it. And now that it's resurfaced and people have forgotten about it, they aren't going to let it go. Now, this already has accumulated over 1 million views on social media just in the past 7 days. And so here's where I accidentally found this Wayback Time Machine article. I don't know how I got here, but this is on True North. It seems like they've deleted it since it's available on Wayback. I'm not sure. But Trudeau refuses to answer questions about mysterious yearbook message. Justin Trudeau's campaign is not answering questions about the nature of the Prime Minister's relationship with a high school student during his time as a teacher in Vancouver. Justin Trudeau is not answering questions about the nature of the relationship with a high school student. For days, True North has been asking questions of the Liberal campaign about a message in the 2001 West Point Grey Academy, WPGA for short, yearbook that may suggest a relationship outside of the classroom between Justin Trudeau, his former roommate, and convicted sex offender Christopher Ingvelson, and a female grade 12 student at the school. The exact nature of the relationship is not known, and the Liberal campaign is refusing to respond to questions about what may have been a close personal relationship. Grade 12 student at WPGA were given an opportunity to write grad shout-outs to thank their friends, families, and others in an informal section of the printed yearbook. And all of this has been scrubbed from the internet. A female student who True North has decided not to name, but will refer to by pseudonym Jane, wrote the following message in her shout-out. To the Empire, JT, and CI, thanks for making my life at WPGA a lot more interesting and amusing. And as you can see, this is a photo of the yearbook scripture. To the Empire, JT, thanks for making my life at WPGA a lot more interesting. And as we scroll down, you'll see a grad poll. The yearbook also included a grad poll where grade 12 students were voted on various categories, including most likely to be famous, most school spirit, and teacher's pet. The poll included biggest crush on Mr. Trudeau, biggest crush on Mr. Ingvelson, and there were only two teachers named. These were the only two teachers named in the grad poll. And as you can see, as we scroll down, biggest crush on Mr. Trudeau and biggest crush on Mr. Ingvelson, which is a weird thing to do in a yearbook. I've been to school. I've had many yearbooks. I've never once seen in a yearbook where anyone posts biggest crush on their teacher. That's highly inappropriate, even in 2001. But here we go. Here's this old photo of Justin Trudeau in the top left with the other student teachers. So you got Mr. Trudeau, Mr. Ingvelson, Mr. Gibbs, and the bottom is Miss Ferreira, Miss Van Cleve, and Miss Proud, and Miss Nowitzki. Wow. This is incredible that we're discovering this, even though it's been so long since it happened. And finally, you have a press conference with Pierre Poilievre, where reporters are trying to get more information out of him. What did you mean by that comment in the House of Commons? Can you elaborate? And Pierre just isn't giving it to them.
Well, last week you had an exchange with the Prime Minister in the House of Commons where you referenced his departure from a private school he used to teach at. As you may know, there was lots of rumors about his exit, including what seems to be a completely defamatory story that has no credibility. Why did you raise that in the House of Commons?
Well, it is just a fact, and with this Prime Minister has a track record of not completing what he starts and bragging about what he hasn't done. And that has spilled over into his policy positions, whether it's his promises to complete, for example, a Trans Mountain pipeline gone $27 billion over budget, still not done. Claiming he's going to have an electrification economy, bragging about all these mines that he announces but don't actually get completed. Brags about his policy and promises on climate change, but they never actually meet their targets. So with this Prime Minister, there's a lot of bragging about things he plans to do without actually getting them done.
You referenced that story, though. You referenced that particular story, which is...
No, I mentioned the fact that he did depart.
You said that he departed.
Yes.
And you couldn't remember why. So
that's right.
What did you mean by that?
Got exactly what I said.
What did you mean by that?
About him, the reason why he left the school?
You have to ask him why he left the school.
Pierre is very smart, and he knew exactly what he was doing when he made that comment in the House of Commons. He knew people like myself would go and make videos about it because Pierre is a supporter of this channel. Do I have any proof? No, unfortunately I don't, but I'm hopefully optimistic about that fact. Nonetheless, he knew exactly what he was doing and it worked. It worked like a charm because people aren't letting it go. And now that it's resurfaced, it's going to take years for people to forget it until it resurfaces again or until Justin Trudeau is out of office and completely forgotten and just shipped off back to Cuba, his homeland where his father's grave is. That's where we're going to end the video, everybody. I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments, and I'd like to encourage you once again to give a like and subscribe if you aren't already. It really helps grow the channel and fight Justin Trudeau's own personal algorithm and Bill C-11 suppression. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.